Yo, welcome back. This is apartment 103. Come on in and make yourself at home.
Yo. Make sure you take your shoes off at the door, all right? Mi casa's tu casa.
Yeah.
Mi apartamento is tu apartamento.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's put subtitles on that. Anyway, we are back. This is my boy
Hector.
and Alfredo. This is episode 21. They said we wouldn't make it.
They say you was stupid.
They said
9 plus 10 is 21.
Stupid.
Yeah.
They said 99.9999 don't make it here, bro.
Woo.
But look at us.
But here we are.
Here
we are.
And
now
like,
we're in the top 1%.
Top 0.0001. I'm making up the number. I don't actually know what it is.
Yeah. But we're up there in episode producing podcasts.
Yeah. And like we kick off every episode, we're gonna start with Let's Get a Deep.
Yes, a deep.
Friends edition. For those of you that don't know, this might be your first episode tuning in. This is a card game that's basically just conversation starters for you and your group of friends, brought to you by What Do You Meme, the company. They are not a sponsor, but I guess they are kind of helping us with this. So at least we'll give them a shout out at least. So I'm gonna kick it off with the level 1 icebreaker. Oh, I feel like you got a good answer for this.
I always got a good answer.
That's not true.
Okay.
But we didn't have an answer for last week's. What was the worst present you've ever had?
Because we don't get bad presents.
We don't get presents in general.
That's the answer.
All right. It wasn't a good answer.
All
right. So, icebreaker. Where's the strangest place you've fallen asleep?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Strangest.
Hector falls asleep like this.
And anywhere.
Just this week, he fell asleep in his truck in his driveway.
Trying to send a text message.
Trying to send a text message.
Oh, man.
Got too quiet for a second.
The heat was blasting. The truck was quiet.
Yeah.
The eyes was heavy.
No, I feel that. I do have an answer for this. It's not that strange, but it's kind of similar to your falling asleep in the driveway.
Oh,
thing.
yeah?
Yeah.
Strangest place falling asleep. Okay, yeah. I fell asleep next to an ATM after a night out and woke up to someone pulling money out.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, so I was, again, I'll say it again, I was stationed up in Alaska.
Yeah.
Me and a couple of people were out, and we ended up coming back to, like, my homie's crib. And he was like, yeah, bro, you can stay here. And mind you, I've stayed the night there before.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, bro, you're always welcome to stay here. Because I didn't drive, so I couldn't leave. But I was like, nah. For whatever reason, I was like, I want to sleep on my bed. Like, I'm trying to be comfortable.
Were you drunk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I was sauced.
Okay, good.
Vision blurred, words slurred.
Yeah.
And the roads curved. Yeah, because he was on the cul-de-sac. But anyway.
I got you.
I don't think it was a cul-de-sac, but anyway, it was just the road did bend where it was at. Anyway, so I ended up leaving the house and was like just walking out in the snow. Cold.
Dang. What time of the year was
blurred
this?
vision, can't really tell where I'm at. I'm just. What you say?
What time of the year was this?
I can't remember. This was so far back. This was like 7 years ago.
But there was snow.
Yeah. And it was super cold. My vision's blurred, so I'm like struggling to see like what streets I'm on, where I'm headed. And eventually, I did come back. I went to his crib, and I was like I knocked on the neighbor's door, thinking it was his door. Man. And like one of my buddies came out and like, oh, whoa, bro, come on. And they tried to pull me in, and I was like, can you take me home? They're like, nah, bro. I'm like, all right, fine. I left again. And this was the time, like, I got down the road. I got around some bend. And as I was going, I saw, so it was like a bank. But some of the banks, they have like two entry doors, right? You got the door into like this little foyer area. There's nothing in there, no no seats, no nothing except for the ATM.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just because of the weather.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you can come on in.
It's like an indoor type of ATM.
Yeah. And
The rest of the bank is locked up.
right. Yeah. The second door is to the actual lobby and everything like that, and it was locked. So I'm like, I'm cold. I'm tired. If I fall asleep, I'll wake up in my bed. I always had that thought, like, if I'm asleep, I'll deal with it whenever I feel better or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I go in there and I just cozy on up next to the ATM, and then at like 9 a.m. in the morning, I hear somebody ding, and then like put their card in the ATM. They're like doing a beep 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 beep, and I'm like waking up, I'm like, what the
dang.
I'm like, oh man, what's happening here? Stretch, like, oh snap. So I'm pretty sure they thought I was like some kind of bum, some homeless dude.
Yeah.
It was, oh man, it was so funny. And then after that, I just walked a little further down to a gas station and was like, hey, I need your phone, because my phone was dead.
Naturally.
And I only knew one person's phone number, and so I called him. And he did come pick me up, and he was like, yeah, maybe you should quit drinking. And I was like, nah, this is a one-time deal.
Dang, dude.
Right. So, yeah, that was the strangest place I've ever fallen asleep.
Wild.
Yeah.
So, do you know what time you got there? How long did you sleep?
I don't know what time it was, but it was after, like, 2 a.m.
So you almost got your full 8 there, bro.
Yeah, well, it was like 7, I think, maybe.
Okay, wow.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's
I
crazy.
can't recall, but I
Yeah.
know it was after like midnight for sure, and like we left the bars or whatever.
I'm gonna be honest. If I pull up to an ATM, there's a dude sleeping next to it, I'm not going to that ATM.
I think it might have been more common than you'd think in Alaska.
I guess, yeah. Yeah,
So,
that's wild. Okay.
and I didn't look rabid, right? Like I just looked like I was. To me, I thought I looked like a drunk dude just passed out. You know.
Yeah,
Trying to be warm, stay out of the weather. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't making it nowhere. I didn't know where to go. I was lost.
Yeah, and you didn't have your beard because you were in the military.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, all right, so it's going to be hard to top that. Dang, you're going to be falling asleep here. This is going to be the strangest place you fall asleep.
Not strangest.
Not strangest, but I will be upset.
Yeah, I would be upset with me too.
Yeah.
But no.
So for me, this was fresh out of high school when we were working at Leslie's.
Okay.
We were working a full 9 to 5. It wasn't exactly 9 to 5, but it was like a full-time job.
Yep.
And then I was working at nights. I was working at the gym. I was working the little 4-hour shift that they had.
Yeah.
And I was basically in this setup with our old manager, Glenn, where I would be like, yo, man, if you need somebody,
Just call
me and I'll pull up. And so I was doing that a lot. And there's a specific Saturday that I was scheduled to work. I went in, or not a Saturday, it was like a Friday maybe, because Claudia was working with her mom. So I was seeing Claudia after work every day. Getting out of work, going to go see her, right?
Yeah.
And I had to go to Walmart. When I got out of the gym, it was like 10 o'clock or something like that. I had to go to Walmart. I went to Walmart, had some time to kill before she got home. And I went to Walmart, grabbed whatever I needed, and then I was like, I'm going to just chill until she texts me. Pulled the seat back, passed
no, you wasn't
out.
chilling.
Well, I was just going to chill, watch video. I don't even know if we watched videos on our phones like that at the time. But, like, scroll through social media, you know? Like, whatever was, like, going to entertain me. Just chilled in the car. I was like, she'll call me.
I know Facebook was kind of, like, popping at that time.
Yeah.
Like, Facebook, Instagram.
But it wasn't like what it is now, where there's videos on there.
Yeah, I don't think we even had Reels at that time.
No,
on
we didn't.
Instagram.
Yeah, no, and
Crazy.
And so, but I was just scrolling through social media. I was like, I'll just chill for a bit. She ain't but about 30 minutes out from getting out. And then I woke up like an hour and a half later, missed calls from her, text messages. I was like, she ain't gonna believe this, bro.
You're like, this ain't me.
How do I explain this? So
I'm tired, boss.
I was like, I had
the
to
nap
call her.
took you, bro. The nap.
I was
took
wide awake too. Like, that was a good ass nap. I had to call her and be like, yo, you have no reason to believe me, but I fell asleep in the parking lot at Walmart. I know it sounds crazy. Trust me, I know.
She's like, no, who that?
Yeah.
Who you over there sleeping with?
And like we were young, so like the trust that we have now isn't what we had back then. So it was like,
yeah,
I know this sounds crazy.
That's hilarious. I don't think you ever told me that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just something that happened, and I just
moved on. Like never again, never to relive it till this question came up.
I'm just not I don't fall asleep randomly like that.
Yeah.
So like I just
not like me.
Yeah. So it was just weird that happened. That I was just exhausted, I think. All right, let's get deep.
Deep. All right. Who is the first person you call to share good news with?
Oh, that one's easy for me. My wife.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I call her anytime something good happens. If it's something that's happening to both of us, I would say either you or my sister Crystal.
That was gonna be mine next.
Yeah. So it just depends on what it is. It could be something where like I know I'm gonna see you like in the next day or so. So I'm just like I'll just tell him when I see him, and then I'll call my sister. But yeah, that's usually the case. What about you?
Normally I call. It'll be you.
Right.
Normally who I tell all my wins to. So,
yeah. It'd be random wins too. The other days you'd be like, guess what, bro? And I'll be like, what? And then you're like, this minuscule thing happened, and I'm like, cool, bro. Like I didn't even know you were doing that, or I didn't like. To me, it doesn't really like register how important that is.
Yeah,
it's like a small piece to a bigger puzzle that's in play of a bigger thing, and I'm like, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Cool dub, bro.
Yeah.
Cool dub. Like, let me know whenever the actual thing that you're working for works out.
Yeah, then you gotta backtrack and like explain it. You remember when I told you this? That was part 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's dope. That was easy.
Yeah. That's not
well, if it's not me though, who like say something cool happened to both of us, like we get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Tick tock.
I don't know. I don't know who I'd call.
Interesting.
I would just kind of let it be.
Just like, everybody already know. Hey, Claudia, no.
Well, she gotta know because you bro.
Yeah, but like, did you tell her? Because if not, I'm gonna tell her.
Right. No, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't tell my dad because my dad's not really like.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Yeah. It's not like he wouldn't care, but like it's not something that he's like aware of or like.
I think maybe Carlos, your brother.
Not really.
No.
Like he's in his late teenager, later early teens.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's 16, 17 now.
That's wild.
Yeah. So he's about to be a whole man, but like he's doing his own thing, kind of in and out of the house. I barely see him a lot.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. If I get on a phone call with somebody, I would typically bring it up. Like, oh yeah, like in our catching up. But it's not like I'm going out of my way to
call them and let them know. Yeah, I got you.
So yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, you all I got, my boy.
Damn, pressure. All right, let's get deeper. Oh, have you ever had to work with a lawyer? If so, for what?
I haven't officially worked with a lawyer. I've dealt with a lawyer whenever I got my first divorce. Obviously she went through a lawyer. I did not.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had to be like, okay. I have talked to a lawyer about this house issue that I have with my foundation.
Oh, yeah.
I've also talked with a lawyer about family law in order to try and get more custody for my son. But I've yet to do anything with any lawyers.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately.
Interesting.
Yeah, what about you?
We went through a lawyer to get Claudia's citizenship.
That makes
Yeah,
sense. Probably
so-
made things a lot easier.
It did. It was especially from my side of things. Like Claudia had to like get a lot of paperwork and stuff together, but for me it was just like, you need to be here on this day to talk to the lawyer, and then I would answer any questions they had, and then we did that a few times, and then it was like the big day. You need to be here, and they're gonna question you about your marriage, and we just did that, which was super easy.
Yeah, you're like,
So-
I just tell them the truth.
Yeah. Like, it was very basic stuff, especially for me, who is not the one going through citizenship,
Yeah.
and who is not the one dealing with the lawyer on a day-to-day
Mhm.
paperwork basis.
Right.
So it was a very minuscule part on my side, but I did deal with the lawyer.
You're like a supporting character.
Yeah, honestly, it was almost an extra.
Dang, okay.
Yeah, but that was pretty much it. It was cool. It wasn't bad.
Yeah. I feel like that wasn't necessarily a super deep question.
No, but I think maybe it
could be.
It could be.
Like, if had I actually gone through with one of those lawyers, I think I would have more of a personal
Yeah.
like story for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see that. Or
Yeah.
like if you had to have a lawyer for a DUI or something like criminal almost,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which I have not either.
I also have not. And even like with my parents went through the whole court system to like for my dad to get custody of me,
Really?
or of us, me and my brother. But it wasn't like we weren't involved in it, and it was I don't even know if they had lawyers. I'm sure my dad had a lawyer, but it was a lot of my dad really just wanted custody of us. He didn't want back pay on any.
Right, you didn't want child support or anything like that.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll do it myself. I just want my
Yeah.
kiddos.
So I know like things get skewed when you're a kid and you don't fully understand things, but it's my understanding that my dad was still paying child support while we were living with him. And so he was in the process of figuring that out. So he was like, I could be wrong, but he was like, I just want full custody of them, officially full custody. That they're living with me, but I just want it like on paper.
On paper,
I want
yeah.
them to stop taking my money. And that's basically all they were
Right,
doing.
they're already getting my money.
Yeah.
Like not at this point, she's just using my money for literally whatever.
Yeah, so they're already taking it. So it's like, so that's what I think that's the extent of the courts that they had to go through. With my dad was just like, yeah, I just want them to be officially in my custody, and they were like, cool.
All right.
Yeah.
You showed up. Good enough for us.
Yeah, and I think my mom didn't show up, if I remember correctly. That could be wrong. Putting family business out there, but it could be wrong.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
this is the best I can do with my memory.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I was hearing things. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if that is the case, then it stands to be like, of course, yeah, we'll just give you custody because,
yeah, the other person's not here to contest.
yeah,
Simple as that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, I haven't even been close to like dealing with.
That's
anything
good
like
though. I feel like it's stressful having to like talk to a lawyer.
that. Mm-hmm.
So
You'll be hearing from my lawyer. I've always wanted to say that, but I don't think I ever will.
they're not in the appropriate context.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
You might say it and like, I don't even have a lawyer.
I'm gonna stay out of context.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right, let's move on. Before I ask you my question, I do want to bring up the interesting stuff that's happened.
Answer your question.
Before I ask you my question, sorry.
Oh, okay.
I got a question to ask you. So, the Chiefs are officially in the AFC Championships.
Hey,
Yeah, they will be
let's
playing.
go KC Chiefs.
They'll be playing next weekend against either the Bills or the Ravens. They're playing right now, so we don't know the answer to that yet.
Yes.
But by the time they listen to this, they will know.
Yeah, and y'all can be ready for that game.
Yes. In the past 24 hours.
Chiefs gonna win.
Hopefully. I mean, definitely.
Manifest that, bro.
Yeah.
Manifest the
The
dub.
Chiefs for the Super Bowl. In the past 24 hours, TikTok has been banned and unbanned. So that was interesting. They were saying that it was going to be banned on Sunday, so I was like, oh, cool, we can talk about it being banned, and then be like, well, if it's not banned, we'll see you on TikTok. But here it is.
Yeah.
Just back.
Yeah. So, is there an actual question with that, or
No. I'm just talking about stuff that's happened this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually was. I thought it was gonna be on Sunday as well.
Yeah.
And I got home on Saturday evening, was just chilling, playing video games, whatever. I went to sleep at like maybe 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Which is considerably early.
Earlier, yeah.
Yeah, considerably earlier. My bad. So I woke up around 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Got on TikTok to see if it actually did get banned or not. Because someone that I work with was talking about like, oh no, so and so is gonna buy it. It'll be all good. So I checked it out, and of course they were like, yeah, sorry, but it's been banned from the U.S. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. And I just kind of I went on to like Snapchat or Instagram and got my videos anyways. I mean, I'm still getting decent enough videos. It's whatever. Like, I wasn't going to miss TikTok.
I think my algorithms are different from Instagram and TikTok.
I don't think I have an algorithm yet for Instagram because like,
that's
getting
true.
all
You
sort
just
of,
got it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I barely use it. I don't really use it to watch videos at all. I think I followed one person specifically who teaches about parenting.
Oh, yeah. So, you mentioned that before.
Yeah, so it was really cool. I like watching his videos. But after that, I started just kind of scrolling through and seeing some funny stuff, yada, yada.
All of my algorithm on Instagram, on my personal Instagram, is in Spanish.
Oh, nice.
Most of the videos are like funny.
You're like, man, my Instagram, my TikTok should be in Spanish. That way you could have gotten it because they thought you was from Mexico.
Ooh.
That's not how it works.
Profiling. Yeah, no, my TikTok is like half in Spanish, half in English.
Okay, so they're like, oh yeah, he mixed.
TikTok is very dialed.
But you're not
in.
really, but they think you are.
Yeah. But yeah, gone and on grand closing, grand opening right away.
Yeah, because I showed up here and y'all were like, yeah, no, TikTok's back. I'm like, what? Hold up.
Oh, so you hadn't heard? Oh, okay. Yeah. So last night I was at Target and I saw somebody post a screenshot of that pops up that it's banned, and I'm like, oh shit, let me go check. I checked, and yeah, it was like, it stopped the video, and I was like, yeah, you can't hang out with us anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, bet.
Like,
and then
you ain't gotta go home.
Yeah, but you can't stay here. You ain't gotta put your phone down, but you can't stay on this app.
Right.
So then I was like, okay. In the morning, I woke up, went to text you like at 11, something like that.
Yeah.
And I checked, and it was working. It wasn't giving me like a message saying that it was banned, but it was like not really working. Like there was one video and I couldn't scroll off of it. It was playing. Yeah, and I couldn't scroll off of it. I saw my profile and everything was on there, and I was like, okay, this is weird. Checked again like 10 minutes later, and it was like super like bad quality. Like the internet was bad.
Oh, it's probably them just trying to get things resituated or whatever.
Yeah, so then I gave up on it, and then Claudia woke up like an hour later, and she was on it, and she's like, it works.
I'm going.
She was just going. I was like, are you sure? Because I checked it, and it didn't scroll, and she's like, nah, I'm going.
Like a hot, baby. Yeah. Like, subscribe, like.
Share, everything, bro.
Yeah, that's funny.
It was, and then I was like, oh, dang, it's back. And then she got that message that popped up that's like, thanks to President Donald Trump, it's back, or something like that. But that's its own thing. Yeah, it's gone, and now it's back.
Interesting. Short-lived.
Yeah, it's very weird. Like, it went to go to sleep, and
my
then it came
only
back.
thing is, like, how does someone who's not even, like, officially in office have such a pull to ban something?
Yeah.
And then, for them to, like, okay, now we worked it out.
Well, the band was everybody, right? Everybody in the government. I think
they were all in agreement.
They all
so
like,
even current president type deal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's a whole thing. I think
it's just he was the push.
I think the timeline is Trump at the end of his term wanted to ban TikTok. It then got brought up recently, and they were all like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it," and everybody signed off on it. I think they voted on it in the House, and it was voted against, but most people voted for it, for the banning of it. And Biden signed off on it. Everybody signed off on it. And I think it's a weird thing where now they're like basically dick riding Trump to get their app back in the States. It's what it looks like to me.
Gotcha.
You're just like, oh, love President Trump. Can we?
Great call on that.
Yeah.
And thanks for letting us have it back.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like. But I'm like, I think a lot of people aren't buying it, though. A lot of people are like, the fuck?
Like, what just happened?
Yeah.
There was a glitch in the Matrix.
It's kind of what it looks like. Because It's like what is it, the rapture, right? That's the thing, right? The big church thing that's gonna happen one day. It's like
The
if
rapture,
that
yes.
happened, and then they were like, "Nah, I'm just fucking with you."
They like if they took everybody and they're like, just kidding, throw them back down
Throw
there.
'em back.
Oh, dude, you know how many Christians would be pissed.
Yeah.
They're like, this is it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, too early, guys, too early.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all gotta go back.
Yeah, I gotta. Ooh.
Like, no,
When I
no.
you get to see.
I was sure.
You get to see paradise. Well, I mean, that would confirm a lot of people's beliefs, though.
But the thing is, okay, so, okay, this is just a quick. I'm not.
Okay, go.
Yeah. So there's a like, I think it was Apostle Paul, and like Apostle John. You know them. They seen glimpses of like heaven and stuff.
Okay.
The only thing is that they can't express it because it's like it's so far out of our known imagination. Even like even the most wildest person's imagination on earth that has ever lived, they could possibly think of anything and everything, still doesn't compare to even like 0.1% of like.
It's like whenever they talk about the description of the angels.
Yeah, they describe them like that because that's the only way that they could put it into words type deal. Like, if you think of like the way they describe God, right? Hair like wool, eyes of fire, or tongue of fire or tongue of a flaming sword, or something like that. Eyes of fire, skin that's bronze. I think that there was even other parts where, or like a different beast that had like legs of fire. I don't know.
Who would they describe like this?
Huh?
Who?
There was like one part where they were describing God like this.
Oh,
where,
really?
Yeah, hair white like wool, skin that was bronze, eyes of fire, tongue like a flaming sword or something like that.
Okay.
And it's kind of odd to kind of describe someone like that, right? And I don't want to get into any what's it called? Anything controversial. There you go. Not contradicting, but controversial. On any of that, because I know that there's some different views as to why it's described like that, yada. But yeah, anyway, the whole point of this, right, is just that heaven is just so
beyond inconceivable.
Yes, you know, yeah, it's just, and I might be speaking out of that, like they might not have seen it or anything like that, but like because John got revelations of heaven and stuff and saw the throne, you know, with Jesus and all this other stuff. But, like, nothing can be compared to it in a sense that we'll be able to understand it. At least with our language.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. It's
cool.
So, you would, even if you did get a glimpse,
you'd be
like, expressionless. Like, you just wouldn't be able to express it to someone to be like, all you could say is, I seen it.
You could
like, prove it.
You had to be there. It's like when people don't get a joke, inside joke.
Exactly. Like, you like, it's not going to hit. Yeah. It's not going to hit you like it hit me. You know? And it's like, what was I saying? They'll ask you to prove it, and you'll be like, and they were all back at the square one.
Yeah.
You ain't even leave. Like,
I saw him. He was here with the rest of us.
You was just asleep.
For those 7 hours.
Body was just...
Yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, so that was interesting. All right, so now time for my question. Also Daredevil's new trailer is out. Looks cool.
Right. I haven't seen it. You did mention that it's a continuation of the original TV show.
Yeah.
Off of Netflix. Is it still going to be on Netflix?
No, it's going to be on Disney Plus.
See, that was a good question.
It's going to be on Disney Plus. It's it looks good. I think it's going to have quite a bit of episodes.
Good. I would definitely take a look into that. Yeah, I would love for that.
I want to start the show over again.
Oh, to get a recap on everything? Yeah.
Yeah.
The one TV show I want them to bring back is Gotham.
All right, man. That's been the show. Thank you.
You don't like it?
I've never seen it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, no, I've never seen it, but it didn't really catch my attention.
Oh, you should. Never mind. You know what? If you want to watch it, I think it's a good watch.
Yeah.
It's a different perspective. Now, granted, I don't think that it doesn't follow like this. Follows like some, but it's kind of like not really.
Like Smallville.
Yeah, but he stays small for a lot longer than like Kent was all in high school, and it was really revolved around his life as a high school and like becoming Superman. Whereas Gotham is following Jim Gordon, and Batman or Bruce Wayne is kind of like a secondary main character. He's in bits and pieces of it. There's some times when he's not.
It's literally about the city of Gotham.
Yes, like from the perspective of the commissioner mostly. Like he's in everything, right? He's involved most of the time. Other times they'll shift it over to Bruce and stuff like that, but yeah, very interesting. I really like the way that they kind of done it. Like again, I've thrown all my like comics and like original backstories and everything out the window, and like just watched it for what it is. Awesome. I like it.
I had to do that with the Titans show that was on HBO.
Yeah.
I was like expecting basically the animated version of it to come to fruition.
Which is a good show.
Really good. But I was expecting that, and it was never going to be that.
Yeah.
And once I was able to say, okay, well, this is this and that's that, let's separate the two, I was able to enjoy it a lot more.
And I think that's the problem with some people is that they see, you know, hey, we're doing another Catwoman video or movie. We're doing a Batman, a Superman, a yada yada. Yeah. And it's like hardly ever will a motion picture be the same as a still picture story.
Yeah.
Right? There's just different elements that kind of go into that.
Yeah.
Right? And so with that, it's like alleviate your disappointment already. Yeah. It just be like, if it follows the comics, thumbs up, great. And if they do it well, even better.
Right.
Now, if they don't, then just be like, okay, well, this isn't going to add to the story that I already know, but this is a different perspective that maybe I haven't, you know, looked into, thought of, or whatever. And now you get something out of it, like, oh, this could have been. And if it was been, or if it would have happened, then this is kind of how it would have played out. And I think that's still interesting in itself. Like, it could be a bad movie when you're talking about, like, oh, yeah, it doesn't follow any storylines or anything, but it still could have been a good movie in its own right.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I think that Superman versus Batman, a lot of hate goes on to that one, right? But I think that if for a clean slate or whatever, someone just watching it, I think it was still cool. It's still a cool movie.
I didn't like it. I thought the fighting was cool.
Like I said, it's still a cool movie. I'm not like a blockbuster, you know. I'm not like it's top charts. I'm just like it was cool, but that's all. It was all set up for one climactic fight.
Yeah,
and like one boss, like it was a short. It wasn't very storytelling. It was just kind of like let's get some story in there. Let's get to this fighting scene, and then a little story after that. Yada yada. Then boom.
Yeah, I thought it was fine as a movie. I think as a Batman and Superman movie, expectations were too high, and so it was always.
You got two icons.
It was always gonna fall short. Yeah. I do like Ben Affleck as Batman. But what was my problems with it? Oh, I thought a majority of that movie was spent setting up the Justice League, and I was like,
we already know about that.
I know that it's coming, but I don't like that you guys are spending so much time on this. Just set it up in the next movie, which they ended up doing anyway in the Justice League movie. So what was the point of all this?
Which I also like the Justice League movie. That was a pretty good movie to me too.
I thought that was better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, I think that you might not have had such as an open view whenever you watched it like I did. Because I really I don't keep any of the storyline with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is its own entity.
Yeah.
Enjoy it for what it is rather than from what I want. Because I'm not the producer. We got to do different visions. We got two different expectations. I don't even know what they're trying to do with it. So for me to try to guess that they're, are they going to follow the story? Are they going to, do their own thing? I just go ahead and if they do their own thing, then they do their own thing, and I'm going to enjoy it for what it is. So, yeah. Like again,
Has there ever been a superhero movie you didn't enjoy?
Yes, I think I would say it was probably the some of the Marvel movies. I actually didn't enjoy Guardian of the Galaxy is the first one.
Oh yeah, I remember we talked about that.
It was such a slow story. Like it did good, but for me it took me like 4 times to watch that movie before I could actually finish it. And this doesn't have any, like, it's not anything against the movie itself. It's just I wasn't I wasn't a huge fan of Guardian of the Galaxy to begin with. Like I had recently heard about them type deal. Like I wasn't big into knowing who they were, their story. So I mean, everything was new to me. So I went literally same concept. I went in there with the open slate, and it wasn't getting me. It wasn't grabbing me and making me like want to watch it and like bug eyed, you know. So it did take me quite a bit to kind of get through it.
But then when you got through it, you still didn't.
It wasn't like, oh, this is the greatest movie. It wasn't awesome. I was just like,
Yeah. What about
Black Adam? I wasn't.
That was a bad movie.
I didn't really like. It had cool aspects to it.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, I'll watch it again. No, I wouldn't go back to watch it again.
I didn't like that movie. I thought it was.
I'm trying to think if there was any other ones, but
it had one likable character, Dr. Fate, and that was it.
Oh yeah, that was dope.
He was dope.
Yeah, he was dope.
Have you?
Wait.
I was gonna say, have you seen Venom? Venom 1 was good.
Yeah, I liked Venom. I haven't seen the second one.
The second one was trash. It's not trash. It's just annoying.
Gotcha. Right, and probably for the same reason you already told me.
Yeah, the characters are just bickering too much.
Yeah.
It's not cute. I saw Kraven.
It was alright the first
recently.
few times.
I saw Kraven the Hunter.
Awesome.
Dud.
Dang.
It was not good, but it was also like, even when you're like, okay, so it's not gonna be, obviously not gonna be any Spider-Man, but let's just take it for what it is. I was just like, what is this?
Yeah. I want to say even the first, one of the first remakes of Superman, like obviously not the older ones. I think it was just called Superman, and then the Superman Returns one. They weren't all that great.
I don't remember those. I don't think I watched them.
Yeah, I think they were like 2.5, 3 stars for me. Like,
dang.
I was just kind of like, it's a movie.
Damn.
It's chilling, and Superman's my favorite, dog. Like, it's hard to make me not like a Superman movie.
That's your guy.
But yeah. Anyway, that's a lot on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I for the most part, like, I feel like I'm kind of like you. Like, I intend to like most movies, and even if they're not mind blowing, I'm like, well, that was cool.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Like, it was an enjoyable experience. It wasn't like, oh, I hated this.
Yeah.
Or like walk out of the theater, but it's also like, it had its moment, and we're gonna leave it right there.
Yeah. I'm not gonna buy this movie to watch it at a later date. If it comes on streaming platforms, I might not click on it. Like, it's just like,
like if somebody's like, oh, I haven't seen it, oh, well, I'll watch it with them.
Yeah,
you know, like, it's cool. It's enough. I could watch it again. I just wouldn't do it so on my own volition, like by myself.
I'm not picking to watch it.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so the question I wanted to ask you.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, that was none of those were the questions.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That was supposed to be a little more rapid fire, but it ended up being like a slow fire.
Yeah, sorry.
Like a campfire. We were just chilling.
Yeah, I dragged that out. My fault.
It's all right. All right. So my question is, all right. So let me paint you the picture.
Okay. I don't want to close my eyes. I might fall asleep.
Yeah. So I come to your crib. I pull up. I'm like, bro, I've been living the same day over and over again.
Know what you mean?
On some like Groundhog Day type stuff. Every day I wake up and I know what's gonna happen because I've lived this day before. Okay.
Okay.
So do you know Groundhog Day?
No.
It's like literally he's living the same day. So like, day one, somebody swings a baseball bat and they hit him with it. So he wakes up day two and they hit him again because he doesn't think it's gonna happen again. He wakes up day three, and this time he ducks because he knows it's gonna happen. Like it's just that repetitive. Every day you're having the same day over and over again. Like where even to prove to you, right? I say your brother's about to text you and he's gonna ask you for $20. Bzz, phone buzzes, text message saying
He asking me for $20.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I am proving to you, I know that I've lived this day before, dude.
Okay.
This is not just deja vu. This is not a dream. I'm living this day over and over and over. Your toast is ready. Ding. Again.
Stop. What are you doing? How
You
are
know
you
what I'm saying?
doing this?
What are you, Matilda? Yeah.
I ain't even put toast in.
The question is, do you believe me? Knowing like what you know about the world, right?
Yeah.
Do you believe me when I tell you that?
I mean, I would like to say that I would. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I would be more apt to believe you, or to at least explore the idea that you might be telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
After you've proved it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'll be like, and then we're gonna sit and talk about it. Like, all right, so
why? Yeah, why
what's
is this happening?
Yeah. How did you get caught in this? And like,
right?
How many times have you lived this day? And
yeah, bro,
have you figured out like why you're not able to get out of it? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of like let's get you out if that's what you want. So I don't want to be here too because I'm forgetting.
Right.
Or what if I'm already in a couple of days ahead, but you're still stuck here and you'll just catch up to us later?
No, to the other characters, as far as I know, they just forget what happened that day.
Right, but what I'm saying is, per the perspective of everybody else, did their lives not just keep going?
No, they're just
or did they wake up?
They wake up, do the same thing again. They just don't know. They're not aware that they're waking up. And
right.
Everybody is reliving that day, but only one person is aware.
Has the memories of the prior day.
Yeah. So I'd just be like you say, like, we need to figure out what is causing this.
So how's there's so many questions. Why is the sun still in the same spot? How does it keep going back to the same place?
Exactly.
What about the Earth's rotation?
Would that cause you to not believe me?
No, I don't know. The thing is like, I'm like, my questions are, how is that happening to these cosmic entities that
so you don't believe me?
I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm saying I have questions to figure it out.
Okay.
You can question things that you can. That
I don't know why it's happening. I just know it's happening.
Like you can question things you don't believe. You can question things that you do believe. Okay. Right? Mm-hmm. It's just to get further information to kind of see what you know. But
why is
what
that
I know.
Your concern? I keep living the same day over and over, bro.
Bro, because it might be something that's out of our control. If the sun is going right, well, okay. First of all, the sun isn't rotating around us, but the Earth getting put right back because it's 365 days in a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're reliving the same one, there's a glitch. The Earth comes back to it. You know what I'm saying? What is so big that it's disrupting the laws of the universe? The fact that you're just reliving it and remembering it seems so small, but you might be the key to help us get through the rest of this bit.
I'm not gonna lie. The next day, not coming to you with this problem. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. Not doing that again. I'm gonna go talk to somebody else about this because this Because that's not helping me.
Maybe it is. Maybe you just don't want to. So now you don't believe me. Like, you don't believe like that what I'm saying could be a part of your problem. That could also be
but you're zooming the picture out and saying, what could it be? Fam, I don't know. I'm focused on me.
Right, but those are my questions. I'm not saying you're going to have the answers. I'm just going to be like, that's what's, when you tell me, you got to remember, life has been normal for me.
Okay, so what if the answer is,
You've been living this day for a couple of days, probably before you even decided to come and tell me.
yeah,
Right?
let's say,
So you're kind of
3 days.
slowly breaking into
Yeah.
the fact that you're like, what the, okay.
Mhm.
You have some time, right? And not only that, you have an infinite amount of time because it doesn't really matter how long it takes for you to process this,
yeah,
right? You stuck. Me, I'm getting it all at once. And even if you told me the day before, I'm redoing this.
okay, so what if the thing is,
So so the thing is I'm just overloaded with the fact that reality doesn't follow the rules that we used to know them by anymore.
okay,
My brain is falling out of my skull, and I just have to. I'm asking all the
Alright.
questions, and then we're like, okay,
I got you.
we obviously can't move a planet and make it go into the next day. So what do we need to do for you?
All right, I will be more sympathetic then.
That's all I'm saying.
I've been living the same day. No, the planet does not start over. I've looked into this. I know you're going to ask me. I've looked into it. It seems to be that we're just living the following day, but the time is the day to us internally isn't changing. It's winter outside. You thought it was spring, bro. I've been living this shit. Does that make sense? Because the calendar is fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, the calendar is fake. Where we are, structurally or whatever, in space.
Yeah. It's just based on whenever the calendar started, yada yada. It's just counting the next day, yada yada.
We've based
a
our
construct.
calendar on where we are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're moving, but for some reason, it's still the same day. Our actions are exactly the same. But now you have more questions, don't you?
Yeah. Who's wiping everyone's memory, and why are you the only one able to remember it? And then if that's the case,
Me.
why isn't everyone tripping? Because the day before it was summer of '92, and now we're in winter of winter of
went back.
2022 or whatever. You know,
It hasn't been that long.
right? But you're in winter, so you're like months later.
Yeah.
Right. And you're like, you gone from. I woke up one day when it was sunny outside, and now I'm waking up another day and it's snowing outside. At what point, how is it that, am I freaking out that day, but then I got to go back and relive it, and I wake up and I'm again reconfused until the day goes back and it's the same?
You?
Yeah.
No, I think most people would just ignore it.
Then I'm not real, bro. Period.
You're
And you
an
shouldn't come
NPC.
ask me. You don't talk to me. I'm not real. If I remember it being spring, and then I'm living the same day, and as long as it looks somewhat similar to the day before,
But you could just chalk it up as, damn, time flies.
nah, no, I'm not waking up like as if today all that snow just magically disappeared. I'm like, where'd all the snow go? I'm gonna ask the question. I'm gonna
I'd be
look-
kind of happy, to be fair.
Yes. I'm like, and I might dismiss that just because of the habit. But if it's vice versa,
Yeah,
I'm like,
it was
nah,
sunny and now it's
bro.
snow.
Now I'm stuck in the house.
Yeah,
I was literally planning a pool party or something, you know.
it's a blizzard today.
So at the end of the day, it's gonna be the conversation's gonna be difficult because my life rules are no longer applied in the same sense for you.
Yeah.
Because I got to restart. I got to relearn this info. And so many questions every single time.
I wish I knew how people fix that in the movies or whatever. Anyway, the reason I was asking is I was reading this book where this woman, at the beginning of the book, she wakes up. It's her anniversary. They write letters to each other, her and her husband. And she forgot. She also forgot last year. She forgot 2 years in a row. They get into an argument. He leaves, and he gets hit by a car. She's devastated. She's crying. Next day, she wakes up. Husband's right next to her. Starts exactly the same way that the first chapter started.
Is it still 2 years later when
No.
she forgot?
No, it's the day that she forgot. the second time she forgot.
It's that day.
It's that day.
Okay. It's not like they go back to the first day that she forgot or whatever.
No, it's just I was just saying that to emphasize that she's forgotten twice in a row now.
Mm-hmm.
So she woke up to that day again.
Have you finished this book?
I have.
How'd she get out of it?
Spoilers, dog.
Oh, well, you just asked how if
I don't know if this is the way it always ends.
Oh.
But spoiler alert, if you're reading maybe next time by Seska Major? I think that's her name. Maybe next time is what it's called. I know that for sure.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. So,
this is just for me.
No. What ends up happening is she ends up living. It doesn't matter what she does. He ends up dying at the same time every day. Either he gets hit by a car, or if she convinces him to stay in the house, he gets like a heart attack or something, and he dies.
Fate wants him dead.
Like, he's supposed to die, but she just keeps living it over and over again. She's fixing her relationships because she's like caught up with work and stuff. She's fixing her relationship with her kids, being a better mom, with her best friend. She's letting go of like these extracurriculars that she's doing that's taking her away from her family. Eventually, she has the perfect day, and she doesn't want it to end because she knows what it ends with, the husband dying. So she tells him, and this is something that they explained earlier in the book, is he had a near-death experience when they were separated. They had separated after their first kid. And he was slowly trying to build that relationship back up, trying to like slide on her DMs and spend a little more time with her and stuff to get back together. He was out at a party. He ends up falling off a balcony, and everyone told him he should have died then. And he's like, the time that it was 10:17 p.m. The same time that he keeps dying. He said, as I was falling, I found myself pleading to get more time with you, pleading to be able to make things right, to make you happy once again. And I think I was granted that time, because he writes a letter at the end. He said, I think I was granted that time, but I think that time has come to an end. And this is why. It keeps happening, right? And the book ends with her waking up.
And it's another day.
It's a different day. It's because every day has started off sunny. This day is cloudy. So, anyway.
I don't think you kind of skipped over a little bit of the answer. I think it was kind of implied.
No, there was really no answer.
Oh, I thought the answer was that she finally came to terms with everything and then changed her life. Because his time came up, right? His time came up regardless. Yeah. But because her time to be with him wasn't really because her wish for his death wasn't to be with him more. It was to fix things in her life. So then she had the time granted to her to fix things before finally coming to terms with everything around her, to include the death. And then now she's able to finally move on into the next day.
Maybe. Like I said, it was a little confusing.
Okay.
Because they never outright say, this is why this is happening.
Right, but I guess what I'm saying is that if she would have continued doing the same thing over and over again, it would have never changed.
But she fixed that on day 2, not to the extent that she fixed it at the end.
Right, I'm saying like she flushed out everything that she had to work on.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. Like anything that was holding her back up here and with what was happening, it was fixed. So that she could now take on whatever's coming after this.
Yeah.
Because life may have known whatever entity that the book is using for, like, why this supernatural's happening. But, like, now that she's ready, she can take on the rest that's coming for her. Or, like, coming to her. And in movies, from what I've seen, like, whenever they've relived days over and over and over again, it's generally something like that. Either the person that's living it has to remedy something, and it doesn't always end I think some of the things that I've seen, it doesn't end with death.
It's like a Christmas Carol, right?
Yeah, like it's like understanding the importance of Christmas or whatever, what it means to them and stuff like that. Like it's something internal within them, which is why my question was, why are you the key for us to go back to our normal life? what do you have to fix?
Right. But your other question was,
Well, that was outside. That was like, why? How? Explain.
how the fuck am I supposed to explain that?
Not you. I'm asking the universe, right? Like,
well, if we're asking the universe,
if I'm
things,
asking, like, sometimes when we have like deep questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna know every answer to every question I have, but that's just the question I have, and we're talking about it prospectively,
I guess.
right? I'm not expecting you to answer the question, but I want to know your perspective on the question that I have.
Yeah.
Where are you at? What do you think? And what does that really mean to you?
Mm-hmm.
X, Y, Z. But you ain't gonna have the answer I'm looking for, because first of all, we have different perspectives, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe in heaven and hell and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I have a what if, like what happens after this type deal,
Yeah.
where you're like, I don't know, or there might not be
like
anything,
nothing happens.
right? So like when I ask you, it's like that's your answer.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my answer.
Yeah.
But the question still persists, and I'm not really asking you to give me the answer so that I have my answer.
Oh.
I'm just asking you to kind of see like
So
where did you where's your
Yeah.
mind go whenever you hear about this? Like, what are you doing in order to fix that? Like,
So if I come back the second day and I'm like, all right, in the spirit of saving time, this is what I think. I don't know why this is happening. You think this. Can we just skip past this part?
okay, that makes sense. You know,
You're
because
like-
I would
you're
probably
like,
know
"I said
my
that?"
thought process. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'd probably understand. Like, sounds like something I do.
It's like, I
Okay.
don't want to be a dick, but we've had this conversation 3 times.
Right.
I just need to get past this time because I always run out of time at the end of the day.
Like, you take 20 hours, bro, to go through all
Yeah.
of this. I need you to process quicker. It's like, you ask about the planets. I don't know. You ask about the universe. I don't know. You ask why I'm the only one. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
And but you're also asking somebody who has no idea either.
Yeah.
To be
And
fair,
that's-
I'm like, well,
yeah,
why would you shatter my reality? I'm
Yeah.
chilling.
For me, I'm living over and over
You
again.
bringing me into torture.
I've had
Ignorance is bliss. You're the asshole, regardless of you not trying to be the asshole. I'm just saying.
I don't know,
just
man.
saying. I mean, by default, by being your best friend,
You're supposed to be there.
right?
Yeah.
But you still the asshole.
Would you not reach out to me?
Yeah, I would
You'd be
screw
the
your
asshole.
life up too. I'm gonna make you aware every single freaking day,
Yeah.
right? Because you're gonna forget tomorrow.
I think. I didn't give my answer if I would believe you. I don't think I'd believe you.
I believe that.
I would play along, but I'd be like, I'd talk to Claudia on the side and be like, "Yeah, my boy going through it.
Crazy.
I'm just gonna talk to him for a bit and we gonna work this out. But just give. I ain't gonna come home late. I ain't coming for dinner today. I gotta talk to him. Something's going on in his personal life, and we gotta figure this out."
And then we'll come back to you to the next day and we're like, all right, bro, this is what we did. This is what we talked about. This is exactly all the questions you're going to have. And then we're going to go through that again. You're never going to believe me.
No.
And I'm just going to continuously come to you for absolutely nothing.
Also, I really believe in behavioral patterns, and so like this is why a lot of the times I can predict what Claudia's gonna do, because I'm with her all the time, and I like am able to like just get what she's gonna do. So I think that you would just get those answers from knowing me. I'm like, yeah, but you know me. You know I'm gonna say that. You're like, I knew you were gonna say that.
But I know that from verbatim.
Yeah.
It's a difference.
Yeah, I don't know what it would take for me to.
I'll be
believe
saying
you.
the exact same sentence you're saying at the exact same time that you would say
Yeah,
it.
that is-
I would ask you a question, and you'd be like, pepperoni with no jalapenos, or something like that.
Yeah.
What? Next.
Yeah.
Well, what are you thinking now? And then I answer the exact same time.
Yeah. It's like I always get a pepperoni with no jalapenos though.
Yeah, but you didn't know you was gonna say that. I knew you was gonna say that. How about another question? And then I ask you like something super off the wall, like,
Yeah.
what underwear are you wearing today? I'm like, lucky guess. Like, right?
Did you see my underwear the other days?
Right. Dang, bro, you been wearing the same one.
Well, no, the other days that you've been living.
Yeah, but you don't believe me. So how would I say I didn't see you yesterday.
But you would have had to have seen it in order to know what color it is. On the previous day.
Or you could have just told me, and
him.
I'd been like, yeah.
I told you that? All right. Yeah, there's
Point proven.
To that point, there's a book that I read that was called The Good Part. And it was about this, I think she was like 27 or something like that. It's 20, let's say 25 for the sake of closed off numbers.
Okay.
She was 25 and she's like going through bad date after bad date. And she's like, fuck, she works a shitty job. She's like, can I just get to the good part? When everything is settled, I have my family, I have my husband, I have my career. Like, can we just get there? And she goes to like this wishing machine at like this.
Sounds like, I don't even remember this movie. Anyway, go ahead.
Click.
Nope.
Does sound like Click.
Oh, but yeah. But no, that's not what it's. They also go to a wishing machine.
Oh, really?
In this movie.
Yeah. So
I'll think about it.
There's like this wishing machine. She like puts in a coin. It's like this weird thing. It doesn't work, and then she's like, whatever. She ends up waking up 15 years in the future. She's now 40 years old. She has a like sexy ass husband with 2 kids. And her kids, obviously, and she's like owner of her own like
business or whatever.
Yeah, with her partner. So like she's like on top of the world, and she's like, "I'm 25. What's happening?" And as she's saying this to her husband doesn't take it as like, "Oh, you are 25. You just jumped forward. That's crazy." Her husband's like, "I don't think you remember the last 15 years. I think this is like a case of amnesia, and you've just forgotten everything because I've spent the past 10 years with you, and you don't know me." So that he kind of treats it, he never believes her. I think at some point he does, but for the sake of argument, he never believes her. He just thinks, you'll get your memory back. He keeps saying that, like, you'll get your memory back one day. I'm sure you will. And she does get bits and pieces of it back. But
I've always found those types of movies and stuff kind of weird because like, how are you gonna put me in my wish without giving me the explanation?
Give me some context, bro. Can I get a prologue?
Right, like I lived this life though.
Yeah,
like
so you would think you would have the memories.
I feel like for the sake of movie and drama, they don't. Right,
yeah.
But I think if it was for whatever reason to happen in real life, you would wake up and have those memories as if you lived them, but you would know that those memories weren't of the current you.
Well, maybe in that,
you feel me?
Maybe it'll be like delayed, kind of like it was for her, where she was getting them slowly as time passed. She would be holding her child after like finally bonding with him after a while, and then be like, "Holy shit! I remember pushing this dude out."
I don't.
Do you think everything would just come?
It wouldn't come back. I would have it.
No, you think
I would have to
that's
come
what I
to
mean.
terms
Do you think everything would
with
just flood in as you wake up?
It wouldn't
It would
be
just
a
be
flood
knowledge?
in. It wouldn't be a flood in.
It would just be knowledge that you know.
So the older version of me would be there, normal.
Right.
The only difference would be a younger version in my body. So there wouldn't be nothing flooding in. It would be me jumping into a pool of it. Does that make sense?
But if you're jumping into the pool of it, how would you just know
You'd
everything?
wake up, right? Because I'm assuming she went to sleep and woke up this way, right?
That's normally how it happens, yeah.
You would wake up and you'd be like, you'd just be like, you'd open up your eyes and you'd have all these memories, right? And you're like, what the fuck?
But you're not thinking of the memories.
Right, no, but when you start questioning what the fuck.
So you look at your husband next to you and you're like,
oh, okay. I know you. But how do I know you? Why do I know you? And then you start accessing your memories and you're like, oh, okay, so we dated this, yada, 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 all those memories. But the younger version of you that's in the older version of yourself with all the memories, you're like, but how?
But then that begs the question, is there even really a younger version of you in there? Or is it just you?
Well, I think it is just you because it's you regardless. It's just you in a different time frame. So therefore, but if the wish is it's putting you at the good part.
Yeah.
In order to be at the good part, that you that's there, whatever,
It skips this
it
consciousness.
has to
here.
go. It has to go through something.
You're separating consciousness and body.
Right.
The body traveled the long way. The
With
consciousness
its own
jumped
consciousness, though.
with its
Because
own
because it had to make
because it had to do
decisions.
something, yeah.
Right? A body without consciousness is just a vessel, an empty shell
Yeah.
that can't move or do anything.
So
In
yeah,
my opinion.
that makes sense.
It
Well, it
feels-
makes sense.
Right? So there's a consciousness in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're just bringing an old version of consciousness along with the new consciousness, and there's two consciousness within the body, but it's still just you. Because for the sake of the wish to work, younger you has to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, this is not happening in real life. It can't happen, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. For the sake of dramas, they make you not know the last however many distance of years.
But if you're able to split the consciousness to travel this way, right, then it would be reasonable to assume the consciousness are still split when you're in that body.
Right. That's what I'm saying. There is two consciousness.
Oh,
There's the current you
yeah.
and the old you. The old you skipped the journey to get to the
So
good
it wouldn't
stuff.
know everything.
It wouldn't. It's playing catch up.
Yeah.
But it knows.
It
What
can
the
find
other-
the information.
Yes, it's like having two rooms, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one room you're in a room, nothing's there
Yeah.
except for everything from the past of your younger consciousness. Then you got your other room that has access to all the journey stuff that you didn't want to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can access it. The only difference is you can't live it though. You will never know what it felt. You can only recall the feelings. But your new consciousness or your old consciousness would never have experienced it, right? Because you never lived it. The current consciousness that's in that room experienced it. You did not.
Mm-hmm.
You can only recall what the consciousness at that time felt. So that's you're limited even to that, like access of information.
Yeah.
So whenever you're going through things, you're not gonna recognize anything, and your whole entire time is like is recalling everything.
Yeah.
But being confused as to how, like, why did the wish work, which is a short movie, right? Because like you're just like okay, and you go with the flow because you know what happened. You're just confused as to and like you'll. I mean, I guess you could make it into a movie as to like explain that like getting there and not experiencing that stuff yourself is what makes the journey so much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Because you never experience you're experiencing your memories secondhand, right?
Yeah.
So
But you're treating memories as if we live them, we can remember them vividly.
well, I won't. No, not vividly. That's why
Because
I
you
said
can't.
that. Right. But
Like
that's why I'm
you-
saying like I even me, right? Like whatever, anybody's memories.
Yeah.
You can only recall so much. There are people who have better memory, so they
Yeah.
can recall it more accurately.
Mhm.
But not any. As far as I know, no one's can like. You can't just relive a moment just because you think about it.
Right.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Based on her ability of what level of like recollection,
You got it, bro. Come on.
of remembering, her ability to remember.
Recollection?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, her recollection, her skill of recollection of what happened
Yeah.
would be equal to the amount that she would be able to experience through her memory alone.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like if you were to try to remember times when you were a kid, right? You might not be able to you know you went to a pizza place, whatever, yada yada, but you probably don't remember exactly how that pizza tasted.
Yeah.
You don't remember the exact feeling. You just know the overall, like, I was happy.
Yeah.
That's what she would be experiencing. So her bond may be different now as a 25-year-old in the 40-year-old life that she has.
Yeah.
Like her connection with her kids, she's like, I know I should love you. I know I should care for you. I know I've done all this stuff for you, but like, I'm 25.
Yeah.
I don't actually have, I don't, like, and she might even create that difference where she's like, I don't have kids.
Yeah.
But but I know you. I remember you. I know that I birthed you and all these things.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a mom because of her new consciousness. Her old consciousness is now part of her new consciousness. It overrode the driving consciousness.
New
of
consciousness
her body.
is the
The new driver. But old consciousness is backseat, given the information as it wants it.
Okay.
Because, again, for the sake of the wish to work, younger version has to know that it went to the future.
Yeah.
That it has to.
Yeah.
Or else you would just wake up and keep moving.
Right.
But again, for the sake of dramas
Yeah.
and movies, you're not going to remember anything, and that's the journey, is to figure out how you got there.
Yeah, ultimately, this doesn't matter, this conversation. It's just trying to put real-world logic in these, like, mythical stuff that is happening.
And that's why I say, if you were to travel into your future and wake up one day, you would have the memories, but you'd be confused because they aren't your direct memories.
So they probably wouldn't feel like your memories.
Exactly.
Just probably be like...
It'd be like being hijacked.
Up. Yeah.
Someone went on autopilot, like Click. He just fast forward through the things. He knows it was him.
Yeah.
But it wasn't his experience.
Yeah.
And he skipped through it, and by skipping through it,
yeah,
he didn't get to experience that.
I love Click, dude.
It was a very good movie.
That movie gets
Adam
to me
Sandler
every time. I don't know if Adam Sandler has as many hits as I feel like people give him credit for. But, like, especially not in his later career, but, like, Click, to me, bro, gets me every time.
Yeah. Do you feel like you kind of gravitate toward it because you can kind of feel that way sometimes?
I think
I want to skip this, but then you're like...
Definitely do, yeah. I think it was one of those things, like, it's like the first lesson of, like, appreciate what you have when you have it. Ultimately, I haven't done that, but I did learn that early on. I wish I would have applied it more, especially now that time has passed, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense. It did really good with that whole idea of, like, kind of explaining kind of like the idea that I'm talking about. You go to the future, you have all the memories, you know what happened, and you can recollect it.
Yeah.
It's at his fingertips. He can go back and rewatch it or whatever, right?
Right.
But he didn't. He doesn't have that experience of that, because like whenever he fast forward his the foreplay, he ended up fast forwarding the whole thing. It only lasted 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, no, that's not what I want. And every time he kept him fast forward, it skipped more and more bits.
Yeah.
And he would lose out on those moments.
Yeah, and like his autopilot was just him ignoring his dad, who was screaming to like spend time with him, and he's like even screaming at himself. So like, dude, fucking pay attention to your dad. He wants to spend time with you.
So that's why I say, that's how I feel like if jumping to the future could be within consciousness only, obviously, if it could happen in a real life scenario, realism, you would have the memories.
Who's to say?
Right. But that's why I think you would. Because, I mean, someone had to have it. Someone had to do it.
Yeah.
It's not like you would just eliminate the consciousness within the body. You would just coexist with it. And then, but you would be the overriding factor because of the wish, again.
But what if you did eliminate the consciousness that was in there? It's really not that important. We've spent way too much time on this.
It was a really good conversation, though. I liked it. Anyway, I think that's probably about it, right?
That's the whole episode, yeah.
We didn't even get to the what ifs.
We did not get to the would you rathers. That's what they were.
Yeah, well, what if you would rather... No, I'm just kidding. I'm trying to fix it there, trying to bring it back.
All right, well, that was episode 21. We appreciate y'all kicking it with us, but y'all got to go. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I need to go.
Yeah.
Now I got too many existential crises that I need to figure out now.
I need to go read the next book.
Yeah.
See what happens.
So, again, answer the questions if you'd like to. Interact with us. Give us your own answers. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Do all the things. And again, we appreciate everything y'all do. And this is us signing out. Have a good one. Peace.
Peace.